Hi everyone, I'm career coach Patricia. I'm here with a brand new episode of Patricia's Coaching Corner, where we help you unlock your potential so that you never feel stuck and unsure about your next career move. We ignite your passion so that you discover the real you and you know what you want without hesitation. Then we help you get the tools to blaze a new path forward so that you reach your career goals with confidence and certainty. Today's topic is 4 tips to improve your executive functioning skills at work. So, executive skills. They're also called executive functions. And there's a lot of coaching that's happening for kids as they're coming through school to make sure that they have these executive functions. But adults also need to improve these functions. And especially if you're looking for a new job, you've got to have these skills. And they help you manage your work schedule, help you manage people, help you manage your time, things like that. Just daily life as well. They're involved in all aspects of self-regulation as well, so that we can plan, that we can focus and complete any task given to us. And regardless of your position at work, improving your executive skills can help you become more efficient and successful in your career. And so what are these skills? So let's talk about a few of them. Response inhibition. So you want to make sure that you are controlling impulses, right? Sometimes people say something and we want to just lash out or say something in retaliation. And it could be innocent. It could just be a quick wit or something. But if you have strong executive functioning skills and you have strong response inhibition, you're able to bring your focus back to, hey, I'm at work. I'm going to be careful, and you're going to stop and think about what you're going to say and how you're going to respond. And then working memory. Most of us have this. Some of us don't. Some of us could shore up these skills, but it's being able to remember information while you're completing complex tasks. So for example, you'd want to make sure that you kept the bigger picture in mind of why you're doing what you're doing. Mental flexibility is another one. And so if someone gives you fresh information or says, wait, I need you to stop that and work on this, then you have the ability, there's flexibility in being able to change and shift your focus, but also if new events come up that change what you're doing, you've got to be able to be flexible. Emotional control, that is not letting your emotions dominate you at work. You make sure to regulate yourself emotionally. And then there's proactivity, and we all, when you go for job interviews, they want to hear that you have these things. And so you probably already know them, but not maybe in the way that I'm describing them to you. So you want to be proactive. You want to be that person who doesn't wait to be told what to do. You go and you do tasks that you know are going to add value. And then planning and prioritizing. Now here, if you're a project manager, you probably are good at planning and prioritizing, but even if you are still a project manager, you may not have the skills that you need to be really effective, like noticing how long it actually takes to do something, how long it actually takes to complete a task when you've got several different divisions or people that they need to respond to you. So being able to kind of plan and negotiate those things, that is planning and prioritization, knowing what to do first. And that's also time management. You want to make sure you can accurately predict how much time is going to be needed. And then there's goal-directed persistence, that you identify your short-term goals, medium-term and long-term goals. But you know what? A lot of us adults don't even have long-term goals because we're not sure what we want to do and what we want to be when we grow up. And so there's that as well. And then self-awareness. So being able to objectively judge your own thought processes is important for learning. It's important for task completion. Having a realistic view of your abilities is important. And then one of the things that's a part of self-awareness is the ability to reflect. And this is something most of us don't do. We don't take the time to reflect on how well we did something during the day. And I talk about this in my course all the time. We are wired, our brains are hardwired to remember only the bad things. It takes work and it takes a lot of self-reflection to remember all the good things we did. Because 9 times out of 10, we did 9 things really great. And it was just that one thing that we did bad that we dwell on. So self-awareness and using things like reflection are super important. And I'm going to talk about that a little more because I have a free workshop coming up where you get an opportunity to build the muscle around self-reflection. So how do you improve your executive skills overall? When you're going for a job interview, you want to make sure that you've got experience doing these things. So you can do this at any stage in your career. But one thing is, it seems very simple, but sometimes we don't do it. And it's to divide your tasks. When you have a really big goal, a really big thing that you have to get done, sometimes you put it off because it's too overwhelming. So breaking it into smaller pieces and more manageable parts can help you plan and prioritize better. Then the other thing is to play competitive sports. Go play tennis. Go play pickleball. I don't know, whatever it is that lights you up about a sport. And the reason that you want to do that is not only is it good for your health and your social life, but it's known to improve your executive functioning because you have to make quick decisions right there on the field. You have to think about the moves your opponent might make. And so it really does build your skills. So if you have the opportunity to go do that, play competitive sports, get out there. Okay, the next one is to make lists. A lot of people say, hey, I don't need to make lists. I keep it all in my head. Well, a list can help you improve your executive skills by aiding in helping you in planning your tasks and deciding their order of importance. A lot of people don't have the ability to think of all the things they need to do and then prioritize them. So one of the things I talk about in my book is, I think it's right here, is the Eisenhower matrix, and it talks about how to do the most important things first and then put the other things on the back burner. But there's an order to it, and you can look it up online. Eisenhower matrix. There's a ton of these types of things to help you prioritize. So choose one that works for you. And then, of course, the fourth one is to learn new things. A lot of us are learners and we love learning new things all the time. But exposure to unfamiliar scenarios has the potential to help you improve your executive skills because your brain is forced to learn something new. And then if you have to apply it, then you have to adapt quickly. So one of the things when you learn something new is to go and teach it back to someone. Teach it back to your kid. Teach it back to your cat. Teach it back to your partner. When you do that, it helps you to digest what you've learned, but also to be able to apply it because anything that you're not sure of will come up when you're trying to teach it to someone else. And then you can go and shore that up and learn what you need to learn. So those are just a few examples of things you can do to improve your executive skills. The other thing that I want to say is executive skills, they consider them to be soft skills when you go for interviews. So make sure you know how to talk to those skills when you are in the interview process. They're not easily verifiable, but when you tell them in a story about how when you accomplish this thing and you use those executive skills, don't name them executive skills, but really show that you are using them in your reasoning. Talk about your reasoning when you're in an interview. Make sure you have that story to showcase those soft skills when you are called in for the interview. It will help you every single time. Okay, so that's it for today's Coaching Corner. If you're interested in learning more about how to beef up your skills to advance your career, you can join my upcoming free Career Map workshop. So one of the key executive functions that make people go from good to great is reflection. We don't take the time to reflect, and I did talk about that a little bit earlier, in our careers. And so how do you know where you're going if you don't know where you've been? Right? So in the workshop, I'm going to take you on a journey, and it's going to help you understand and answer the question when recruiters and prospective employers ask you, where do you want to be in 5 years? Right? And you're going to have an amazing answer because you're going to know where you want to go in your life. This is just the starting point, but it's a big, big step and it's highly valuable. So I hope you sign up for it. The workshop is free. The link is below. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And also, I hope to see you in the workshop. Take care.